fishing. All that stuff takes place out here all summer. Lake Arrowhead's a pretty neat lake. It's a little bit different than like Big Bear Lake, Lake Gregory, Silverwood. Really what makes the lake so nice and kind of sets it apart from the neighboring lakes is really the lake depth. This lake's much deeper than like the other lakes in the area. Lake Arrowhead's about 130 feet. The deepest part's down like where the Big Blue Water Tower is, down the Shelter Cove. It's 185 feet deep at the water tower. So that's the deepest area. But to give you some perspective, like Big Bear, they're max depth 68 feet, the average depth's about 34 feet. So there's a lot more water here, which keeps the lake really clean and clear, nice and blue. And it's a private lake, so really what that means, if you want to like, use the lake like swimming, fishing, like outboarding, kayaking, all the fun activities that come with it, you need to be staying in a property located somewhere inside the Arrowhead Woods. And the Arrowhead Woods, that's like a boundary, that's the area that makes up lake rights and lake access. And really what that is, it consists of 10,000 properties, 10,000 lots that surround the lakefront. On the east end, it runs about a half a mile off the shoreline. On the west end, it runs almost 2 miles off. So you don't have to be in like one of these multi-million-dollar lakefront mansions. You can be in a regular house that sits a couple miles off the lake, and you have the same type of lake rights and lake access. But yeah, if you come back up this summer and you want to use the lake for swimming and fishing, just make sure you book a home, a condo, hotel, something inside the Arrowhead Woods. Then you can use like the beach clubs, the lake trails, all that good stuff. There's 2,800 boat docks that cover the shoreline. So there's a ton of boat docks. This is one of the busier lakes in North America. During the peak summer season like tonight, when the fireworks show goes off, there'll be 1,500 boats out here using the lake all together. So yeah, it's a busy lake, but it's fun busy. During the wintertime, you get the whole place to yourself. There's like nobody out here. And this is the only lake in our local area that's open all 12 months of the year. So you can be out here in the middle of winter, like in a snowstorm, taking a boat ride if you want to do that. The lake's too deep to freeze. It never does freeze, so you can be out here all year long. And these are the Edgewater condos, like the brown condos out the right side. These are called the Edgewater condos. There's really 3 sets of condos built on the lakefront. The Edgewater condos are really nice. They might be the nicest ones. It's pretty amazing too. These were built like in the early 1980s. If you were lucky enough, smart enough, or Central bought one of these from 1980 up until about 83, they were selling like 3-bedroom, 2,500 square foot waterfront condos right here for $42,000 bucks. Could have got yourself a lakefront. Yeah, now that same condo is 1.8 to 2.5 million. So it sure would have been nice to pick one up for just over 40 grand. And my uncle bought one in 83. He paid, I think, 46,000 for a lakefront. We tried to get my dad to buy one too, but my dad bought a Harley instead. Yeah, we always tell him what a good investor he is. And we should still have a Harley.
2.5 million.
But yeah, we'll make our way kind of like past this first little base called Orchard Bay. We'll cruise past Orchard Bay, and then we'll head up through this area known as the Palisades and work our way up towards the dam. The Lake Arrowhead's a man-made lake. The dam's on the east end, so we'll head towards the Arrowhead Dam, and then we'll circle the Big Blue Water Tower into Shelter Cove. North Bay is like the largest, most popular area on the lake, and then we'll head to Blue Bay last. Yeah, there's an apple orchard that sits way back in the base of Orchard Bay. That's obviously why it's called Orchard Bay, because of the apple orchard back there. And like I said, there's 2,800 boat docks that cover the shoreline. Most of the boat docks, like the majority of these boat docks, are owned by people that live off the lake. So every homeowner, like every property owner that's lucky enough to be lakefront, they automatically get a boat dock right in front of their home. And then all the neighboring docks, like all the other docks, are kind of packed in between. Those are sold off to families, residents, people that live anywhere inside the Arrowhead Woods. So you can live behind the village or down near the dam. You can be 2 miles back in the North Bay and have a dock right here. It's really where you find the best available boat dock. Obviously, everybody wants it next to their cabin, but most of these guys live somewhere else around town. And they'll like just drive out here and park off Highway 189. They'll park off like the side streets in this area. And they use the lake trails to access their boat docks. So you'll notice like right behind these boat docks, there's these dirt trails and pathways. They're called the lake trails. They cover 11 miles of the shoreline. Most people use them recreationally just for like walking, jogging. They'll walk their animals or walk the family, but ultimately that's how you access your boat docks via the lake trails. We'll see tons of people out using them. They get lots of use on days like today. There's people out walking them all year. Yeah, we had one last lot left. There was one vacant lot left on the waterfront that was still available when the family bought it 6 months ago. That was the last lot. So they're trying to build their dream house on a little 60-foot piece of land in Blue Jay Bay. I'll point it out to you when we head past it. It's a tiny little lot. But yeah, if you want a nice new lakefront home at this point, you gotta like buy one of the older properties and remodel it. You'll notice there's quite a few remodels going up. This big sand corner house off the right side, like this huge sand-colored home. It has like the flag sticking from the railing. It has a multicolored slate roof, all the different roof lines and peaks. It goes from the South Trail way up to the highway up above. That's Sammy Hagar's home from Van Halen. Yeah, he remodeled an 1,100 square foot lake house into this 8,800 square foot lake home. Yeah, his Cabo Wabo Tequila company paid off. He built himself a pretty amazing property over here in the Palisades. That's a neat one. That's a big one too. Yeah, all the new houses going up are really big. They're all like 6,000 square feet or bigger. The big White House, 4 doors up from it, it has like these big copper chimneys the fireplace chases. That's a 9,500 square foot remodel. That's my house. I live in the white one right there. Yeah, I'll be up there. I'm gonna go watch the fireworks from the porch. Yeah, I wish. He's an attorney from Pacific Palisades. Everybody loves that house except for the family that lives right behind it. The other one family I know that doesn't love it because they used to have a pretty nice view. Now they watch these guys hop on their outdoor beach elevator. Watch them take their deck elevator down to Bob's Beach every weekend. Yeah, I'm sure they're thrilled to do that. Yeah, right behind the elevator shop is like a little green porch, and that's where those guys sit now to catch the lake view. I don't think they're making Christmas cookies for the owners of the big White House. And Palisades Point, like this is a neat area. These are some of the older properties on the lake. So most of these homes date back to like the 1950s. A few of them go way back to the 40s. And really, like I said, some of the old houses are the neatest ones. This White House that sits right up here, like on the point, it has the zigzag stairway path that leads up here with the black window shutters. This home was built in 1944. That's an old one. That's Michelle Kwan's home. She's an Olympic figure skater. She's like a multi-time world champion, Olympic medalist. She trained up here for many, many years. We used to have this very famous training center in the town of Blue Jay called the Ice Castle Center, where like a lot of Olympians, junior Olympians, they would train up here in the elevation. We're just about 5,200 feet above sea level. So training in the thin air and the altitude is a definite advantage, and she made the most of it. Yeah, she was doing so well at such a young age. Believe it or not, she bought this house right here on her own at the age of 16, which makes me feel good about myself every day. The guy was buying, like, trying to save up for a car. She was buying lake property. She might have the best view, too, of any home on the lake. She has a full lake view, which is pretty hard to find. And then this little white house, like, right around the point, it has, like, the matching dock house down below. The main house has the black petals, the oars up on the gable end. They have, like, the flag hanging from the railing right now. That's the oldest property on the lakefront. This is the oldest home on Lake Arrowhead. It was built in 1928. This was Shirley Temple Black's home. That's a historic property, so it's going to maintain like its 1930s look for many years to come. Luckily for the homeowners, it looks like a brand new house, but that's the oldest home on the lake. So that one's an amazing condition. Nice. The home to the left of it just sold. Yeah, just missed it. It was to the left of the white one. 2.8 million. Got these guys 168 stairs to their boat dock. So the $3 million bucks are going to be in great shape. They're going to lighten their pocketbook and their waist size all this summer. If you forget something, you're bummed. That's what you need, like little kids. You can send the kids up to get the boat keys, whatever you forgot. And then the little white pump house building right here, like this little white building with the yellow crane and the 3 pipes that into the lake, that's where they extract the day-use water. So the lake water is the tap water. If you're an idiot of properties, like homes, condos, hotels, businesses that land inside lake rights, your tap water, your day-use water comes from the lake. They pull it from the pump house here. So those pipes go down 170 feet. The water is extracted and sent like right over the hills of the water department over here at Cedar Glen. That's where they hopefully filter it well. And then they redistribute it to all the homeowners. So we typically use really about 4 feet of lake water every year for consumption and use. We lose about 18 inches to evaporation. If you're outside lake rights, say you're like not inside the Arrowhead Woods and you're just outside lake rights, you could be 1 street, 1 road, 1 block away. Your water's going to come from the aqueduct. You get city water like the rest of us. But the lake owners, they get the actual lake water. And it's not Arrowhead Mountain Spring water. Don't fill your bottle up and take a big drink. So the water you buy from the grocery store, that's different. That doesn't come from the lake. That comes from a little town called Running Springs, which is 7 miles below us. There's like a natural spring where they pump some drinking water. Yeah, we don't have like a tributary or a spring that fills the lake year-round. I wish we did. It would always be amazing and nice and cool. We are completely dependent on snowpack and rain. We need like Mother Nature to bless us with a good winter. Which last winter was amazing. The lake filled up by the beginning of March and it's been full since. We were 10 feet down and it filled up by March. So we had one of the best winters I've ever seen. And most of these guys, they spend like their whole summer on their boat docks. So a lot of people build these fancy little dock houses, these dock structures that have all the amenities of home. Yeah, there's some really nice ones you'll see, like especially back in North Bay. Even up here in Emerald Bay, there's some like little mini houses that look like on the lakefront. There's This is some of the best fishing too. If you want to catch like a lake trout, this is the place to do it. They stock the lake with 30 to 35,000 pounds of trout every spring. So if you can't catch fish here, you might want to give up. And you may never catch one. You can almost just reach in and grab one. It doesn't take a lot of skill to catch a trout up here, but they only stock trout. There's like bass, crappie, bluegill, catfish, carp, fish curve. But it's really a trout lake. They put rainbow trout in the lake. The last year they put round trout. This year they did the lightning trout. It's like a glow in the dark, like they're called albino trout. They're lightning trout. It's like a bright little fluorescent trout. There's a bunch of bald eagles too. I've seen a couple today. We'll keep an eye out. They've been pretty active, especially like the little eaglets, the young ones. They've been out and about. And this is Emerald Bay. This is one of the nicer places to have a boat dock. It's really nice back here. We'll make our way like across the dam. The dam's out the front of the boat. You can see like the sag in the highway right here. The dam's also Highway 173. So if you jump in your car and you just take like a drive around the lake, eventually you're going to go right to the top of the dam. It's an earth rock-filled dam. And behind the dam is another lake. It's called Papoose Lake. It's much smaller than Arrowhead. Back in the 70s when the Somar earthquake hit, they inspected the dam and found major issues like huge flaws. They wanted the homeowners to drain 80 feet of water from the lake immediately, which would just destroy the property value. So instead of draining a bunch of water from Arrowhead, they decided to flood the zone on the backside to create like a secondary lake that would equal out the pressure. So if you cross over the dam, you'll see Papoose Lake on the backside. There's a really cool park too, like behind the marina, up on top of the hill, you can see like the viewing deck up there. That's McKay Park. That's a public use park too. It's pretty neat. Anybody can go up there and use it. But from the viewing deck, you can see both the lakes, like the high desert, the ski resort. There's two big playgrounds up there. There's like a 60-foot zip line. There's a big dog park. If you have young kids, it's a pretty neat spot to go check out. And it's really close to. It's like a 10-minute drive. Yeah, it's called McKay Park. That big steel building that says Lake Arrowhead, that's a boat garage. It holds 185 boats in there. It's a parking structure for boats. Yeah, they use like a crane operated system to lift them up and down. Before the pandemic, it was an 8-month wait to get your boat in there. Now it's a 6-year wait. That's how many people came up and bought property during that time. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, during the pandemic, you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't go to like Disneyland, anywhere. But the mountains were always open. So everybody came up here. And everybody bought a little piece of property, and now they all want their boats in the valet building and the boat garage. Plus, it's more affordable than a boat dock. The boat docks are so expensive. And this is one of the fishing docks off to the right here. This is Peninsula Park. This is like a little fishing area. They come out and just set up. I think these guys are probably setting up some of the fireworks tonight. Because you can actually see the fireworks pretty good from anywhere on the lake. They shoot them off kind of right in the middle. It's a little closer to the village where they shoot them off at.
Okay.